the aftermath of the financial crisis, the SREP was introduced. So SREP stands for Supervisory Review and Evaluation Process. It will most probably lead to a tighter framework. And it basically has two aspects that illuminate the future direction of banking regulation, especially in Europe. The first thing is it's a holistic approach. The second one is that the authorities should derive quantitative measures by themselves. In case of non-compliance, they can initiate various measures to get the banks back on track. The national authorities are first categorizing the banks, and there are key indicators that the authorities are looking at or monitoring, and also comparing to peer groups, And if there is something that is conspicuous, right, they can even request deeper analysis. So then, in addition, there is a score built upon 4 dimensions at the end, right? So the first dimension is a business model analysis. The second one is the internal control processes or governance. This will be scored. Then the liquidity situation, and as a fourth dimension, it's the capital situation. And this will be summarized in a final score. In any case, they can reckon with at least higher capital requirements, but also at the same time they have to be prepared for direct measures by the authorities. That means that they will confine the risk or the risks that the banks can take. And this whole range of measures goes even up to restructuring initiatives or even liquidation. ZEB has developed a so-called checkup tool, right, to get a handle on, okay, what's the situation for each individual bank. So that means specifically we go to the banks and do a certain process with them. First is we analyze the status quo. So where are you currently standing in the whole SREP context? Second step will be there's a gap analysis. So what's missing? So what is between your status quo and the requirements that SREP will imply in the future? From that gap analysis, we derive a certain set of actions. Okay, prioritize. What do you have to do in order to close these gaps, right? And once this whole thing is analyzed, we basically plan how to implement that in the banks, and then eventually even support the banks in implementing this whole thing.